G'day guys, welcome down here to CB Physiotherapy in Airport West. My name is Chris Bryson, this is John S. McWell. Welcome to another episode of the PhysioFit podcast.
So today we're going to be talking about posture and how it relates to our everyday aches and pains. Is there a good posture? Is there bad posture? And is it sustainable to be in a good posture?
So posture is something that actually is quite controversial in society and in the world of physiotherapy. And the reason for that is there's not one perfect ideal textbook posture, okay? And even if there is, every individual on the planet is anatomically different, which means we're not all going to be able to maintain that, okay? The other thing that's quite controversial is the actual link between posture and aches or pains or injury, okay? And there's been lots of scientific research that sort of looked at this and actually found there's no distinct link between posture and aches and pains, okay? So based on scientific literature, how important is it? Well, maybe it's not that important, but anecdotally, it's something we see in the clinic all the time, that people who do spend the majority of their days in either poor postures or sustained positions do experience lots of aches and pains compared to people who don't.
One important factor that we should consider in regards to posture is that as human beings we are built to move. So in regards to whether you have a good posture or what's seen as poor posture, the most important thing is actually frequently moving between these positions. So something that I commonly tell my clients is that even people with what's seen as the good posture do get aches and pains as well, and that's usually if they sit in or stand in a prolonged position.
So we're going to run through now the typical setup for a desk worker or an office worker, okay? Things that are seen as poor in terms of posture, things that are seen as good in terms of posture, and what you can be doing when you're sitting at your desk at work or at home or studying or whatever the case may be to minimise your aches and pains and put your body in the best position possible.
Some of the common things we see in what's regarded as a bad posture is a forward head posture or protraction of the head, rounded at the shoulders and rounding through the upper back. What we also see sometimes is people sitting too far away from their desk or people slouching with their lower back away from the back of the chair. We also see the opposite, where some people overarch their lower back, increasing the strain through your lower back muscles. And as you can see here, Chris is looking down at his monitor, which increases the strain on the neck muscles. Ideally, we want the monitor to be placed in line with your eyes.
My setup here is still not perfect, but you get the picture. There are a few simple cues that you can use to put yourself in a much more ideal position to minimise any potential postural aches and pains. Firstly, and most simply, you want to think about lifting your chest up nice and high towards the roof. It is important that your chair is tucked in nice and close to your desk to avoid overreaching. We also want to make sure that your shoulders are back in the neutral position and not rolled forward, and that your head and your neck is positioned nicely on top of your shoulders and your upper back. You should ensure that you are using the backrest of your chair for support at all times. Here we have a few simple exercises to retrain your postural muscles to better allow yourself to hold your body in a more neutral position throughout the day. Here we have John performing some chin tucks. This exercise is great to strengthen up the muscles either side of your neck at the base of your skull to ensure we're holding your head and your neck nicely on top of your shoulders. You should imagine your head like a filing cabinet drawer that you are trying to draw it in close, almost like you're going to make a double chin.
Here we have Chris demonstrating the pelvic tilting exercise. What we're trying to achieve through this exercise is isolating the movement from the pelvis and lower back, moving to an end of range posterior tilt into the end of range anterior tilt. This is a useful exercise for people who tend to overarch when they're sitting, or on the opposite, slouching through the lower back. This will allow you to find a neutral spine between both extreme end of ranges.
Finally, we have John performing the breaststroke prep exercise. This is great for strengthening the muscles in your upper back and between your shoulders, which are responsible for holding yourself up in a nice tall upright position. You want to lie face down on the floor or on your bed and lift your chest up a couple of inches, squeezing back between your shoulder blades and gently tucking in your chin. A great short-term option to relieve any postural related symptoms as well as help to retrain our postural muscles is postural support tape. This is where we use tape to pull our shoulders, shoulder blades, neck and upper back into a more neutral position. Postural support taping is commonly used by physiotherapists as an adjunct to treatment and is something that the vast majority of clients find very comfortable and very relieving. This can be done using rock tape or any form of kinesiology tape as is shown here. For a more rigid support, your classic sports tape can be used. Hopefully you learned something from that, guys. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment below or otherwise hit us up at either CV Physiotherapy or Physio by John on both Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you on the next episode.